What is up, my friends? How are you guys doing today? I hope everyone is having a fantastic day. It's nice and sunny here in the boot. Feels good, especially after the past couple weeks. It's been so cold, you walk outside, your skin hurts. It feels like it's burning. So yeah, I love the fact that it is 77 degrees outside today with a nice westerly wind at 5 to 10 miles an hour. It feels fantastic. I'm going to go ride around on my golf cart, see what I can see in a little while. But guys, thanks for stopping in and hanging out with me today to talk about some movies. Today, well, as always, before we start, guys, hit that like and subscribe button so you can get notified when I post cool and interesting new movies. But guys, today we're going to be talking about a movie called Ghostland, or it's also known as Incident in a Ghostland. Now, this is by Mr. Pascal Laugier. I can't pronounce it. Laugier, I guess. But anyway, Pascal, this cat directed a killer psychological thriller. I mean, I guess it could be classified as a horror movie, really, if you wanted to, but it is a really good psychological thriller. So, mom and her kids, they inherit an old mansion, old house out in the middle of nowhere. Their first night there, they are attacked by some intruders, okay? 16 years later, they come back to the house and wild things start happening. Now, in the beginning of the film, there's a quote by H.P. Lovecraft. And normally when there's something like that in a film, it makes you think there's going to be a cosmic horror connection and there's some kind of Cthulhu mythos, some kind of, just cosmic old gods type stuff, right? And so that's kind of what I was expecting. Thank God I was wrong, because what I was expecting wouldn't have been nearly as good as what I got. This movie, guys, it delves into the psyche of trauma. And by the psyche of trauma, I mean, what do we do to protect ourselves when something happens to us that is so heinous and so just messed up and traumatic that we cannot process it? What do? We shut it away in our minds like it never happened. We make up lies to ourselves, saying it's not so bad. We do a lot of things to cope and to help ourselves get through this time of traumatic injury, mental injury, And so this film explores that. And the thing is, I don't want to tell you too much about the film, because it really is best if you know nothing about what's going on until you're watching it. I'm going to tell you the cinematography is good. It has a very good production design, a really good kind of creepy basement dweller, haunted house kind of vibe to it. It has a very good aesthetic to it. The cinematography is good. It captures the scenes well. The composition of the scenes is good. And there's not a lot of superfluous shots. It's our cinematographer has an eye for it. They have their compositions are good. They have some dynamic lighting and camera angles in there. So the movie looks like a budget production. It looks like it has a budget, like someone invested time and money into making this the best possible movie they could. That goes miles above some movies that come out, right? That in and of itself gives it an extra little something, because a lot of movies nowadays that are straight to DVD, straight to streaming, whatever you want to say, they have the production quality of somebody made it on their iPhone out in the woods. This looks like a studio film, even though it's not. And I applaud the director for that. I applaud the cinematographer for the way he's able to use lighting and camera techniques. I applaud the actresses because they are fantastic. From the young girl actresses in the beginning of the film to the adult actresses portraying them later on in the time jump, they're acting is great. It's believable. I don't feel like anything's forced. I don't feel like I'm like, oh God, really? Like there's no eye rolling. Like I was genuinely like, oh, help these girls kind of thing. You know, so it was very engaging. Their acting and their body language was on point. You know, like I said, nothing felt forced. Everything felt genuine. Like when these girls, when these things were happening to them, they genuinely seem terrified. They genuinely seem angry. They, you know, all these things. And so I gotta give them credit for that. This movie I don't want to say it's a technical masterpiece because there's a few things that I'm like, but overall, this movie captures the essence of dread, unease, unsettledness. Like, you really watch it and you're like, and especially after you get a little ways into the movie and you see what is going on, you are like, and you got to literally pick your jaw up off the floor, because I know I was. Again, that goes back to me saying I was expecting one thing. I was expecting one thing type of twist. I was expecting a certain thing given the beginning of the film. But then when the big reveal comes, I couldn't help but just go, wow, that was way better than what I was thinking of. And anytime a movie can make me do that, it gets a pretty high rating. Because I'm normally pretty jaded, pretty cynical about movies. I normally try to figure them out, which is probably one of my flaws, is I can't just sit back and enjoy it. I'm always trying to like look at it from a critical point of view. Excuse me. But this was, God, there's so much in me that wants to say this was a masterpiece of just psychological thrillerness. That really was just something that I wasn't expecting. It came out of left field. And the only reason that I watched it is because, again, I was watching a Reels and it said, you know, it showed one of the scenes from the film and I was like, oh my gosh, that looks intense. What is this movie? So I found it and then I went and watched it. And then I asked my friends if they'd seen it before. And they were like, yeah, dude, that movie's wild. And I was like, yes, it is. It is crazy. So, guys, definitely check it out. You can find it, where can you find it streaming? Tubi. You can find it streaming on Tubi, guys. They seem to have a lot of stuff that Amazon and Hulu and stuff don't have. All the kind of off the beaten path movies that I see people recommend. So check it out on Tubi. It's well worth your time, guys. It is a fantastic film, and you can thank me after you watch it, especially if you're a fan of these types of films. You will appreciate it. And that's it, guys. That is it for Ghostland, or Incident in a Ghostland, however you want to title it. It can go by either name. But anyway, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way out. And as always, my friends, peace out. God bless you, and I will see you soon.